How does the brewing process work from start to finish? Imagine turning simple grains into a refreshing glass of beer. The journey from raw ingredients to your favorite brew involves a series of precise steps that balance science and craft. It all begins with malting, where barley grains are soaked in water to start germination. This activates enzymes that break down stored starches into sugars. After germination, the grains are dried and sometimes roasted to develop specific flavors and colors. Once prepared, the malted grains are crushed or milled to expose the starches inside, making them easier to convert later. Next comes mashing, where the crushed grains are mixed with hot water in a vessel called a mash tun. The temperature is carefully controlled, usually between 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 170 degrees Fahrenheit, to activate enzymes that turn starches into fermentable sugars. This process lasts about 1 to 2 hours and results in a sweet, sugary liquid called wort. After mashing, the wort is separated from the grain husks through a process called lautering. The liquid is filtered through the grain bed, and hot water is rinsed over the grains to extract as much sugar as possible. The clear wort is then collected for boiling. Boiling is the next step, where the wort is heated in a kettle often called a copper for about an hour. During boiling, hops are added at different times to give the beer bitterness, aroma, and flavor. Boiling sterilizes the wort, stops enzymatic activity, and causes unwanted proteins to settle out. After boiling, the hot wort is transferred to a whirlpool vessel to remove hop residues and other solids. It is then rapidly cooled using a heat exchanger to bring it to a temperature suitable for yeast fermentation, usually below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Once cooled, yeast is added to the wort in fermentation tanks. The yeast consumes the sugars, producing alcohol, carbon dioxide, and new flavor compounds. Fermentation has two main stages: primary fermentation, where yeast multiplies and converts sugars into alcohol, and secondary fermentation, where flavors mature and unwanted compounds are reduced. Maintaining the right temperature during fermentation is key to achieving the desired beer style. After fermentation, the beer moves to conditioning tanks where it ages. This period allows flavors to mellow and unwanted byproducts to dissipate. Conditioning can last from a week to several months depending on the type of beer. The final steps involve filtering the beer to remove yeast and particles, making it clear and bright. It is then carbonated, either naturally by adding a small amount of sugar or artificially by injecting carbon dioxide. This gives the beer its characteristic fizz. The last step is packaging, where the finished beer is filled into bottles, cans, or kegs for distribution. Each stage influences the beer's flavor, aroma, color, and mouthfeel, making brewing a precise but creative process that results in the wide variety of beers enjoyed around the world.